How we doing, folks? We are having some difficulties today, but
Yeah, we are. We here. You know what it is,
exactly,
man.
we still here. Despite the
Definitely,
difficulties, we are here.
definitely is the play call sheet,
Yep.
STWF style. Shout out to everybody that tunes in every Monday. For what we have concurred here. As the football season has ended, and we will continue tonight. My name is Took. Known as Meta Watt. My guy Willie on the side over here. We don't got to bring anybody in today.
Nope.
Oh, he's a coach that's just trying to get his connection and his devices set up.
Yeah.
But he'll probably hop in on tonight. And I don't think Jake from State Farm wants any insurance money, so he may not be in tonight either. But we'll definitely set the flavor, set the tempo. Kind of weird with two, but if it was any two in the game, us two, would be better. What's going on, family? How you doing? Facebook user, man. Probably said, man. You know what I'm saying? Usually throw the family shout out. So what's going on with you? Hope everybody had a good weekend as well, man.
Yeah, what you get up to, man?
Sports weekend, man. Watching sports, man, from UFC to college basketball to the XFL.
Fights was crazy, man. The fights was crazy. It was a crazy card this year. It was a good card that we had did the show on, and it ended up being great after our show. So I thought that was positive vibes for the whole UFC and our brand,
Oh yeah, indeed, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to the brand as well, man, with the XFL game covering the Arlington Renegades.
Unc doing work.
Questions. Unc was, throwing out and dishing out all the questions. Hopefully, you gave him the question that I asked. And as well as everybody else that timed into that, man. It's a positive thing that's going on right now. Something that's gonna uplift not only the brand but everybody around it. And stay tuned for things that we're doing. Shout out to there was interview Friday night. That was dope as hell. Shout out to the tap out that happened on Friday. As I wind up for UFC, man. And
we added a new member, Wu-Tang Tran. Wu-Tang Tran in the building.
Yes, sir, man. I already knew that was you said, man. But hey, we ain't gonna keep y'all, waiting any longer. It's our play call sheet. Football season still rides on. A lot of off-season things, combine this weekend, real cream of the crop of players came through, to show their talents, their physical skills, the vertical leaps, and stuff like that. And we'll get into that. But first,
news of
the day. We tried to edge our heads around this, and I believe everybody in the crew kind of knew that this was gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Today was the day tomorrow I believe is the deadline to kind of franchise. Today was the deadline to franchise your guys that you want to franchise. We questioned whether Geno would be franchised.
We did think it would be him, but in a way they kind of still did. In a way, so they gave him 3 years. 3 years, 100-something mil, right?
Mm-hmm. 105 million.
And I think the first year is 52 of it.
Yes, the first year 52 of it. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
It's smart. So they're paying him for what happened this year because he didn't get paid a lot, and what's going to happen next year. That also gives them a whole lot of room on the back end to cut him or trade him or not have his contract take up a bunch of cap when they want to move on.
Absolutely. I find it smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Like you said, doesn't do his diligence. You can move off him gracefully. He's a guy right now that's holding the team down. It gives Seattle some time to, do their thing in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Maneuver defense, defensive players, maneuver offense, whatever you need in order to sustain, a reliable team. And there's still back in the mind that you can go for a QB, mid-late rounds, depending on how you scheme things. Shout out to Pete Carroll and the Seattle organization for rejuvenating Geno Smith. It may not, in people's mind, be the money. As I said, too, man, maybe, it's too much, but it's the NFL market nowadays. It's nothing. People are not getting pennies to play a professional game.
It's 52. Look, it's 52 mil in a year where they didn't have a bunch of things that they had to spend money on. They got holes to fix, but it's not like most of that's going to come through the draft. They're not going to do a whole bunch of free agent signings and stuff like that. So they spent money on their top commodity, their most important need right now. And then after that, the next 2 years of it, it's a cheap contract.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not that bad. So
the thing is, do you believe Seattle would entertain going? I mean, they have with the 5th pick in the draft.
I believe so.
So they have the 5th pick in the draft. So now with Geno extended, and I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, maybe late in rounds, mid rounds, whatever. Do they still shoot early for QB?
No, you don't have to. That's what this contract's about. This contract's about you not having to do that. So I think early they pick on the defense. I think that 5th pick is either going to be, especially with, I don't know now, it's going to get a little weird now because Jalen Carter has got himself in some trouble a little bit. But if he's around, they're going to pick that defensive tackle. If he's not and Willie Anderson's around, they're going to take that edge rusher. That's what the early pick. Then they have another mid-round, first-round pick. That pick, again, I think they go offensive line or defense, whatever they decide to do. What they did with this contract is allow themselves in like round 2 or 3, if one of these quarterbacks, the kid from Tennessee, I always forget his name, Herndon, or is it? I always forget his name, but he tore his ACL late in the season. So even if you draft him this year, he's not going to be playing this year. He's a mobile quarterback, about around the same size as Geno, a little bit bigger, and same style, honestly. If you could pick him up in the 2nd or 3rd round, then he's a project, and he'll be just about ready when that contract for Geno is up. They played this perfectly.
Definitely. So noble QBs that can hit that 2nd, 3rd tier. So you're on Tandem McKee from Stanford. You got Jaron Hall from BYU.
Right.
Hendon Hooker from Tennessee.
That's what I meant. Hendon Hooker, yeah.
Yep. Clayton Tune from Houston. And James Hanna from Fresno State. So you have some guys, that will, make rosters, send you backups. So like I said, Seattle going into the season last year, they were a playoff. They made the playoffs last year. Yeah. So one to build on that, but you're still playing with house money.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You're gonna overleap Arizona in division
easily.
You're gonna probably be competitively better than LA, but we'll see what LA brings to the table this year.
I think they're easily at least the 2nd best team in this division now.
So all bound up the bill. Geno just can't fuck it up. Geno, 100.
I don't think Geno. See, like when he was younger, we all would have been like, yeah, he's gonna fuck this up. But now I'm like, nah, there's no chance. He's gonna play it safe. The only thing he can mess it up is by getting hurt. Huh?
Geno's won this game in life already. He's won this game
because it's the ultimate get back. Like he lost at first, and everybody clowned him, and now he's back on the scene. And I wish I could have just I wish you could bottle up the emotion he felt when he signed that deal.
Oh yeah,
because think about that. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It's the deal that says I was right all this time. I knew I could do this. They was wrong about me, and here I am. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy when you hit the media. Like now, he started his career in New York. Big media.
The harshest place you can do it.
Harsh environment. To have to humble yourself down to Seattle, where this is kind of like your last chance. And not only do you prevail early in your last chance, but you get a bag that when you was drafted, people may have thought you may have got to this 2nd bag. But it was a bad way for it to end out in New York for you. Now to get here, I'm happy that he was able to bless himself, and his family, and be able to bless Seattle with another potential stellar year, man. So I hope he does well. Indeed, man. Check this out, man. Playcall sheet, we rolling here tonight, man.
Yes, we are.
A lot of things that happened earlier. We're going to get into – I'm going to cut up for a second on this, man. We had combine takeaways second, but we're going to go into here right now because we got some Saints fans within the group. I talked about this a few weeks ago. Derek Carr and the fact that, there was teams screaming at him, talking to him, and I felt like he had to humble himself a bit in terms of what team he was going to sign for. Now, the Jets kind of was laying in for weeks, but they might have found some news out about Aaron Rodgers today that kind of told them to tell Derek, like, yo, go sign elsewhere.
Yeah.
Derek Carr signs a 4-year, $150 million contract as a free agent with the New Orleans Saints. The new QB of the future in New Orleans. The defense never going to go anywhere. There's a lot of questions on the offensive side. Kamara, hearing more things about that tape coming out, that incident that happened last year.
They got to move on.
Foot, you know what I'm saying? They do have a good core of young wide receivers, though, for Derek.
Yep.
But overall, the team offensively just needs a reboot. The defense is going to give you opportunities to be in games. And you're in a division where there's no lead team. So you have access with what you got compared to what these other teams got now to be ahead of the pack in that division. Now, was that a great signing for New Orleans or Derek Carr? And what do you think comes out of it? Honestly.
So here's why it's a good signing. One, it's not crazy money. It's probably more than you wanted to spend for Derek Carr, but it's not crazy money. Two, he's the best quarterback in the division right now. So by far, like really easy too. Even with him having a bad year last year, he's the best quarterback in that division now. So that's wild out the gate. I think that puts them in the best chance. Plus, that division is known for last year's worst team could be this year's best team. That's what that division is used to having. It always does. So, yeah, I think Unc should be happy. I think
happy, man. Touch the wheel. I told her so New Orleans wanted, and I wasn't trying to disrespect Derek Carr, but I was saying, man, like you had to be humble with getting this choice, man. Like when the Saints went around the first time, and he was like, I understand you got to explore the horizons and all that, but this is ultimately the team that's kind of made for you in the situation in the career you've had. Not to say it's been bad, but you know, everybody coasting draft picks and you know quarterbacks, a couple quarterbacks that may be physically better than you, not in health because you're a little younger, but in terms of just getting over the hump, yeah, there's some QBs over you. But at the end of the day, he deserved that. He deserved, you know, a new city, a new space, a new team. You know, nothing you can do in Vegas, Oakland, nothing you can do at all. And for the fact that Mardi Gras is kind of going to be shaken, and now you got Derek Carr, hell, man. Just picture how the Saints was last year with Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, Taysom Hill as your QBs. They going to be shouting all out. I'm saying 14-3 last year. He's going to be ruining that 15-2 this year. You know what I'm saying? If Derek Carr is better than all those other QBs. But in reality, he'll be carried by that defense. He'll be carried by the defense.
Oh, of course. I mean, it ain't like he'll go over there and the offense is gonna run the whole team. That's not happening. Especially because they're probably gonna have to shake Kamara. They're probably gonna have to lose that and Thomas. They need to get rid of both of them dudes.
Definitely.
They can make a lot of cap. They can make a lot of cap room doing that though. What's weird about that is that I heard is that upon signing him, they were already like $20 million over the cap still. So they got moves that they have to make. They got to clean decks. Well, speaking of cap, you know who always checks on these caps and the money and make sure we get our information correct? Oh, yeah. It's the one only.
We here.
Man. Sorry about that.
Hey, you good to go,
man. It's all good.
In this bad boy, let's get it.
Let's go. You run the rest of the show.
Mardi Gras right now, man. People visiting y'all state, you know, visiting y'all city, going there to school with them, leaving money for y'all to go get some help. That's what they're doing for y'all right now. That's what they're doing for them right now. And I'm sorry, you're a Redskins fan. My fault. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully a Saints fan will comment, you know, and give us their happiness. 15-2, more like 8-9. Correct.
Is that all?
Stand by that.
Well, hey, look, if it is Unc, he learned from last year. So that's what we learned in here. Man, imagine thinking you were going to be 14-3 with Jameis, but now you're thinking 8-9 with Derek Carr.
Yep.
No way.
I missed that part of it, but I didn't get no warm fuzzies in the group today on the Derek Carr signing.
Because it's not warm.
Not a near nada.
for them is not who they wanted. But who was y'all going to get? That's the question. You know, was you going to shop yourself and trade some guys for try to get in the top 10 to try to go get a QB, which is going to cost you on the scale anyway because you're going to try to go get a top QB? What was you really going to do with what you have?
Yep.
What you want? You guys are dreaming. You got to be happy with the reality that I knew Derek Carr would be a Saint, and I'm like, they both have to be humble, and they're going to learn how to be humble this year. Rather it's, chasing the South in the last 3 games of the season or having a losing season. It's the same way regardless, guys.
Hey, this might be true, but hey, even if it is true, a smart move.
All this which way each division to go to the playoffs. And I won't even say that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just teams that want him.
Yeah.
Teams that want him, ultimately. The Jets wanted him up until this morning when you're hearing more about the Aaron Rodgers saga, and I just feel like, you gotta fit. I said this too. You have to fit yourself in before all this extra stuff happens at the draft. Aaron Rodgers has leeway because it's Aaron Rodgers. Derek Carr doesn't have that much leeway.
I agree.
He kind of have to go sign to a team.
He had to hurry up and buy.
He had to hurry up and buy. You want that $5?
I had him work on us.
Real talk. Like, that's really the sum of it. And that's just the way the QB kingdom is working nowadays. There's new crops coming in. There's old crops trying to find new scenery. And Derek Carr is able to find scenery on the team once again and be a starter. And then he should be blessed for that.
He got Olave to work with. Was it Shaheed, the guy? Like he got some talent over there, man.
Falcons the only team to challenge the Saints if they get Lamar. I want to see what the Falcons do overall. I want to see what they do overall at the QB position. I want to see what they do in the draft. But I'm going to be real. Atlanta wasn't bad last year. And I say that about the NFL. We talk about Houston Texans,
I mean, they weren't good, but they weren't bad.
They weren't bad. You know what I'm saying? But the South made you believe that you was a 2 or 3 seed. He really wasn't. And it's going to be interesting to see what Atlanta does. That's another team. I mean, like I said, that division is up for grabs.
I don't see it on the list of news, but I'm going to slide it in there real quick. Franchise tag Josh Jacobs, the Raiders did.
Oh, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. I thought that was the smartest move. Remember, we were talking about would they pay him, and I'm like, I don't know that they can.
They have to. They have to sell tickets.
I mean, the long contract, I don't know if they could do the long one. So the franchise tag made the most sense for that. Especially, that's the problem with running back. None of them are making a lot of money. Therefore, that tag isn't great, and you can slap it on them at any time. I feel like the franchise tag was made for running backs.
Definitely made for backs. Indeed.
So what do y'all think Crab Leg is going?
Crab Legs, man. He's looking at some backup jobs unless like Atlanta wants to take a shot or
anybody's looking for backup jobs right now. If you're not Derek Carr, you're not Aaron Rodgers, you're not Lamar Jackson, you're looking for a backup job.
Atlanta would be ideal because he'd have weapons there. He'd have some kind of weapon. Well, they got a lot to do though.
He can go back to Tampa.
Back to Tampa would be hilarious.
He can go back to oh my God. I just said that would be crazy.
He
in the backup side.
They cut him. They saved $4.4 million. But they are still, as it stands right now, they're almost $25 million over the cap.
That's what. Yeah, I was just talking about that. So
they're gonna try to salvage Michael.
He got to go. Michael Thomas got to go. Kamara got to go. They all got to go. They got to start first.
Michael Thomas, they have to try to trade him, maybe redo because right now, if they cut him, he's a $26 million dead cap hit.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Nah. They save money by keeping him.
Michael Thomas.
Now next year, it's big.
Jamie, tell your husband that he for some reason thought that he's part of the plans. That he's part of the great core they have. He was saying it earlier in the chat room. I'm like, bro, he has not been keeping up with the Saints. They got to move that guy.
Do they trade Taysom Hill to Denver?
To Denver, if anything.
You trade anybody that you can get to try to sell back on the money street and all.
Like a bunch of 5 or 6 round picks. Like just get all you can. You got to rebuild your team. You have no money. So just get all the picks you can and make that happen.
Can you cut him?
Does they have some Marcus Davenport, they're gonna lose him. Jarvis Landry's gone. Dalton's a free agent. Ingram's gone. Not too much after that, as far as impact players. What are they gonna do with Kamara? Because he probably gonna get suspended for at least 6 to 8 games.
They gotta trade him. They gotta try to explore the market for him. I mean, but if not, that's a good piece coming in. If the Saints can stay afloat, him coming back after that 8-game session. So it's not bad, him coming back to the Saints. But if the Saints can go get something for him, go ahead and try. But that 6 to 8 week kind of gives you like team fight. Don't you want to deal with that? Who knows?
Right.
Kind of a tough situation with him. But the guys that you definitely should get rid of, you should get rid of. And that's sad to say. They've been a competitive team and they got to lose pieces on both sides of the ball. You got to at one point, get all that cream back.
Kamara going to Tennessee. I can see that.
Kamara going to Tennessee. I mean, what's chatter about Derrick Henry at the combine in terms of potentially trading him?
Right. What can you get for Derrick Henry, though?
What do you get for Derrick Henry in this situation?
You can get some 2nd and 3rd round picks.
Yeah,
I don't know about the first because of his age, but
yeah, it's probably some second, 3rd. I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, somebody gotta. I mean, why wouldn't you want that horse of a bag?
Somebody that's established. Then we going to LA.
Ugh.
I would only say because then that puts them in a position in LA. We already know how they've been spending their money around. Yeah. I would say.
Oh.
But would LA do it? They don't really care if they own the luxury tax or anything. Would they? So.
Actually, this is the year to pull the trigger on them. Because if they cut them, they save $6 million. Because he's a $16 million cap hit, but with dead cap hit for $10 million. So they save 6. So teams know that. So they might maybe a 3rd. Would Buffalo step in and be interesting?
They should. They missed the McCaffrey move.
Mm-hmm.
You signed the QB. Why get rid of the receiver?
What was that? Are they talking about your boy Thomas?
Oh, Thomas. Michael Thomas. Why get rid of a receiver? I mean, because at the same time, it's not about the receiver, Michael Thomas.
It's because he's a thief. He's a thief. That's why, Jamie. He's an absolute thief. He's been not playing for them for like 2 years.
Yeah, I realize they work because the easy place where as soon as they fall from the grace, you have to be.
Olave and Rashid. Thomas is
done. He's done there. This year, Thomas is a $13 million cap hit. But if they cut him, $26 million.
Yikes! Just trade him.
Gotta trade him. I hope he renegotiates
for like a 6th round pick. That's all you're gonna get. You ain't gonna get much of him because you can't prove that he's good. He hasn't played.
He's a possession receiver, but that's a lot of money for a possession receiver.
He possesses a lot of suits because he's not playing. He's on the sideline. Watch it.
Ben Simmons
Seriously.
That's a very good analogy.
It is because he lost it. Like that's it. He just stopped learning how to play ball.
And he's 30 now.
I mean, it ain't exactly the number that you worry about with receivers that it is with running backs, but that still ain't good. 30 ain't good. He's 30? God damn.
Yeah, he's 30. And
life comes at you fast, huh?
Yeah. and they're going to have to trade him. They can't cut him. Either he stays, it's $13 million hit, or they try to trade him, and they don't get much for him.
No, like I said, 6th or 7th round pick most.
Ben Simmons' name while watching NBA, I always break it down.
Because the talent was there, and it's crazy how it didn't work out.
Guaranteed contracts in the NBA, man.
Guaranteed, man. But the Saints, man, be real with y'all Saints fans. I hope you have a great season. No, I really don't. You know what I'm saying?
Bring out the bags.
I agree with that.
Hopefully you don't bring out the bags, man. And
bring out the bags, man.
Today, man. Shout out to Derek Carr. Give him the best jambalaya you can, you know, and make sure he stays cool at least. But I kind of switched up Derek Carr from the second topic. So we're gonna get into what was supposed to be the second topic, which was takeaways from the 2023 NFL Scouting Combine. Finished on the field workouts on Sunday. The final round reached offensive linemen and running backs, two very important pieces of any NFL offense. So a few things that triggered out from Combine Saturday and Sunday. Was there anything that you guys seen before I continue?
I see offensive linemen moving.
That's been happening over the last like 4 or 5 years. Suddenly everybody's fast as hell. The one thing that stood out for me is as if his stock can rise any higher, Bijan ran a 4.4 when everyone expected probably 4.7, 4.8 because he's great at everything, but the one thing he didn't seem to have to some people was like explosive speed. 4.4 is explosive enough.
And I don't know what they was looking at because
I saw the speed too. Yeah.
I think a lot of people just Bijan is the complete back
that you like maybe ever.
Yes, he's man.
Now I don't know if he'll be all time great ever.
He might be the best prospect since Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
he's more than that because he's a way better receiver out of the backfield than Adrian ever could have dreamed of. And he holds on to the ball. He basically is like he is to running back prospects what guys like Andrew Luck and Trevor Lawrence were the quarterback prospects. Like this is the next best we've ever seen in terms of a prospect coming out. He's gonna go a lot higher than people typically want to draft a running back.
My worst nightmare is I hope
he's not
pick him up.
That who? Philly? Oh yeah.
Philly. That's scary, man.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Yeah, everybody's in trouble, especially because they still have Sanders, which means they wouldn't even have to workhorse him and run him into the ground and hurt him. They would have depth at that running back with Hurts. That team would be gross. The team would be gross.
That's very scary, man.
I want to give a shout out to local Brighton Bengal, you know, Gerard Clark, defensive tackle at Coastal Carolina.
Let's
he was
go.
At the combine, you know, 6'4", 334. You know, he will be drafted into the NFL. You know
Let's
what I'm saying?
Get it. Let's get it.
Purchase in Massachusetts, man. You know, had a very fair combine. You know what I'm saying? From what I see. So, shout out to
that's what we love to hear. Hometown. Brighton Bengals.
Maybe he'll be sacked with your QB. He'll be sacked with your QB. And all
near you.
All day. But let's get into some quick notables from the combine. Broderick Jones can move. Yes, we know the offensive tackle has a chance to be the first offensive lineman. But he showed his behind off this weekend. He may need some coaching early in his NFL career, but the physical toolbox is impressive. On Sunday, Jones showed how impressive his physical traits can be, where he logged a 30-inch vertical on a 108-inch board jump. Great numbers for 6'5", 311 prospect. Jones also recorded a 4.97 40-yard dash with a 1.74 second 10-yard split. Not only can he move quickly, but he can do it fluently. You guys smelling that? You guys smelling the rave all over this Georgia product? Or is the main thing that I heard, the coaching, gonna affect it early?
The coaching? Man. Georgia's to the point now, like, Alabama was with linemen.
Already? You think so? Wow.
Yeah, it's a football factory now.
It's true.
And skill positions you can find them anywhere. But elite linemen, generally speaking, they do come from the SEC. And usually elite linemen, if they're playing against elite defensive linemen, they're getting those reps in every day, it's just going to elevate their play. That's why they have a tendency to fare better once they get to the next level.
Pretty fair. So see the lies in the eyes, man. I'm just that's from a standpoint, man. I know where he comes from. I know what this division he comes from and conference, and he should ball out. But you know what I'm saying? Just enter to the system, just for a rookie and all to just be top notch. They're gonna rely on him heavily, whatever team he's on early, and that will be a hurdle just for in itself. Depending on what team you go to, you can end up in you can end up in Houston. You can end up in different places, but I wish him well. And second notable, Blake Freeland doesn't disappoint. The offensive tackle would be one of the most athletic standouts of the weekend. Former high school quarterback, tight end, and track and field athlete, the next Taysom Hill. Looks like it. Sounds like it. He measured it at 6'8", 302 pounds, logged in the 37-inch vertical and posted a 120-inch broad jump. With his vertical, Freeland became the latest player at this year's combine to post an historic number. He moves effortlessly during position drills. While he's not largely viewed as a premier prospect, he didn't crack the top 50 players on the post-year draft board, but he ran away a lot of teams' radars on Saturday and Sunday. Middle round attack potentially for him. Does he go higher than that or does he go lower than that?
Probably goes higher. With all the defensive tackles and the way they move, having a guy that athletic at that size is an advantage. So
that's a premium these days.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be to the point. Actually, it's already almost to that point where tackles get money. They might be the second, other than an edge rusher. The tackles are getting paid right behind the quarterback now.
Yeah, it's like quarterback,
especially left tackles.
It's like quarterback, edge, left tackle, and then corner. Corners get paid.
That's true. That's very true.
But there's not as many good ones, so they don't all get paid crazy.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
The running back situation is crazy in this draft. Crazier than I thought it was going to be. So A-Chain ran a 4.3, 4.32. Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama ran a 4.36.
Sleeper.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about y'all want Richardson.
I don't know how he a sleeper. He a beast. Gibbs is a monster. Keaton Mitchell, 4.37. Deneric Prince, 4.41. Chase Brown, 4.43. Bijan Robinson, 4.46. So yeah, it's some speedy backs up in this class, man. A couple of them are small, but
right.
A-Chain and Gibbs aren't big backs. People see Gibbs as CJ2K possibly in the right system.
Yes. Is that why Tennessee want to get rid of?
See, what happened was,
is that what's going on here?
They'd be crazy, but it'd be fun.
Lots of fun.
I can't believe that, man. CJ. I can't believe that 200-pound back put up 2,000 yards in a season, man. That's crazy.
Right.
Now, Anthony mentioned Peter Skornowski as the top-ranked offensive lineman. But he did some solid work on Sunday. Now, you say short arms, which is cool, but questions remain about his best fit. He has a combination of athleticism and skill to be one of the best players in the draft class, but the question has been about arm length and whether he will be utilized as a guard or a tackle at the pro level.
Yep.
Short arm sounds like a guard to me.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Can't be out there with them long arms pass rushes with
Don't be
alligator
whiffing.
arms. Yeah.
What's clear, however, is that he has the athletic upside and refined technique needed to be a Pro Bowler in whichever role he ultimately fills. Can't wait to see the kid. Can't
High
wait to see
praise.
the kid.
Yeah, high praise.
High praise, definitely high praise from him. Can't wait to see him go to work. And it's interesting. Short arms. To me, honestly, yeah, you can have short arms, but it's about the magnitude. It's about the heart in the play. To me, now if you got short arms and you just can't hang, you can't hang. But you've been hanging for a long time now, so hopefully you could hang and continue to hang. I don't think there's no question of that, to us at least.
Right.
I think he'll be good. Paris Johnson likely solidifies his first-round status. The Ohio State offensive lineman, unlike Sinoski, Johnson carries no questions about arm length, and he had an impressive all-around showing. Measured in at 6'6", 313. He chose not to run the 40-yard dash or record a vertical, but he did log a 110-inch vertical. More importantly, he took part in position drills, and like Jones, operated with a lot of quickness and fluidity. So this Ohio State man, showing the Wells, and there's no problem with linemen and defensive linemen at Ohio State. So I don't have no questions about his play at the next level,
Right.
at all. But his pro day scheduled for March 22nd, and he'll be able to show you guys what he didn't show you at the combine, hopefully. And the big question now, whether he will be a true tackle, the first true tackle off the board. Do you guys think he'll be the first true tackle off the board?
Hard to say, but
yeah,
he definitely could be. I mean, big school, big showing at the combine. So you got the talent, clearly.
On the talent. Hey, everybody's been raving about him. We raved about him, during the talks of these last couple guys. B. John Robinson, man, checks all the boxes. I mean, he checked all the boxes to me, all throughout the year. And hey, you can't change. You only can improve at the combine, which he done. And that's the perfect way to get yourself in a good situation, I feel, is like improving on the things. And the thing about the combine, which is so crazy, is that you can do that for 1 or 2 days and your draft's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference in the game. Now, imagine if B. John never did any of this stuff that he did in the combine ever again and got the bag. But we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about the high hopes and high praise of him. It's stellar. It's stellar. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do that, you know what I'm saying? In a matter of a few days, change perspectives and opinions about yourself. John,
I like his size. 5'11", 215. And you talked about earlier his receiving being superior, to
do everything.
He had 15, almost 1,600 yards rushing, 18 touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns, 314 receiving. So he was almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage.
Right.
So
Kids
5'11", 215, 446. Pretty good back. I think he's going to probably come in, more than likely be a starter from day one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's a better overall prospect than Breece Hall was coming out, and Breece Hall was on pace to be Rookie of the Year. So,
Definitely.
Yeah, he it's gonna matter where he goes though, because no matter how good of a back you are, if you're on a trash team, it's not gonna help you.
Roll it out, man. More news of the day. Check into the combine, guys, and the rest of the, preparation for the NFL draft, coming around to us, man, as the days keep rolling by. It's getting later, but the sun's staying out. Type of season where, champions are made and draft picks are discovered. So, continue to ride out with us as we give our thoughts on, draft picks and pre-draft things throughout this show. But every Monday, tune in with us. So our next news of the day. This guy, another man, that has that leverage, in terms of continuing to be in the QB kingdom, but he may get the non-exclusive franchise tag. The Ravens are weighing the options when it comes to Lamar Jackson, and they reportedly can use a non-exclusive tag on him. Jimmy Fowler reported several people around the league believe that the team strongly considers such an option that would allow other clubs to offer Jackson a contract that the Ravens could match. And I feel like that's what the Ravens potentially would want. But if the Ravens choose not to match it, they can receive 2 first-round picks in exchange. It sounds like a good strategy at the end of the day for both. You can really see what Lamar is worth for a team that's just sitting there like, damn, now Lamar may be, open. And then, of course the Ravens are like, okay. We could tag him to show that we want him, but it's the tag. We know that we're just trying to pull leverage on ourselves with the number that's there, regardless of Lamar wants it or not. That's the move Raven-like. We'll say that. So a lot of questions, Raven. Is there a team right now listening to this news and saying we're going to get ready to get Lamar? Do you think Lamar's totally done in Baltimore?
They got to sign the non-exclusive and just see what happens. I think that's.
What do you think he would fit first?
Oh man,
non-exclusive. That's 2 first-round draft picks.
First and 2 rounds,
ability to match.
Yeah, you gotta look at teams. You gotta potentially look at teams at the bottom of the map that have that equity. Maybe Atlanta entertains it. Just from the standpoint of just they don't know what the hell they want to do, but they need a box office attraction. Lamar could be that piece. I still entertain the New York market. I still entertain them, rather it's the Giants or the Jets. I feel more the Giants way, not the Jets. I feel like where the Jets want to go, they kind of want that guy that you don't have to say, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. Though I'm not a Lamar hater, but that's what they're going to say about him. I feel like the Giants will probably give them that leeway with what they do on offense and the way they scheme anyhow.
Right.
Another team may be Washington, because you've seen them scheme like that with QBs of his nature before. So it's interesting to see which one of these bum teams with all these draft picks are going to risk it and say, we need him. Guess what?
Oh, you throw that in there too.
Washington, he laughs, but Washington would stress y'all the hell out.
Yeah, they would. They're already giving us fits now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, definitely. So Jets are desperate enough to reach for Lamar. That's a better move than Rodgers, though. That's good for you. I don't know if that's good for you. Good as you saying that and trying to give Lamar a little hype.
No. What he's saying that it's desperate to reach for Lamar because he's whack.
He's not desperate to reach for him.
That's what he's saying.
You got to realize too.
It's just his clown argument. He thinks it makes him a villain. He thinks it makes him a villain. It just makes him a clown.
Yeah, but guess what? The scheme, even though you don't like the type of QB Lamar is, the scheme totally changes in New York. Overall, you can run many different schemes with Lamar over there. Just from the standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of teams still right here that have the draft equity.
Anyways, there's quite a few teams who could make that move. You just got to wonder, though, like, they also got to be willing to then pay him crazy.
I feel like a team that's got the market behind them can do that. But there's not a lot of teams that, are in position to want to do that. But there's teams right now that their QBs are not better than Lamar.
He's also got to want to be there.
Yes, he also got to want to be there too. Absolutely. Definitely.
So how much money he think he's going to get? Because he did turn in a $250 million deal.
I think he lost
back in September.
I think he wants at least like 220 guaranteed.
Now, here's an interesting angle. I did see an article this weekend where Watson is looking to get him some cap relief and bring their money down.
As he should.
Does that play a role in possibly, Lamar's negotiations?
No, because you already gave. I feel like you already gave Deshaun that number, and when you give people a certain number, it don't even matter how much they give back. It's the only number that said. So I feel like it's still not going to do anything with negotiation.
Plus, Kyler got what he got, and he did even less.
And now he's on the shelf for
yeah, he's on the shelf. So
too
many guys got paid higher than Lamar that haven't done anything that Lamar's done. That's why he wants that contract. And someone ought to give it to him. If I'm the Ravens, I probably don't give it to him, but someone has to.
You said Lamar. Hold on. Was this somebody floating around or talk about $100 million guaranteed or something like that, or was it? I forgot what it was. 130.
I think the contract they offered him was like 200 or something with 130 guaranteed, and he thought it was a joke.
We just see Derek Carr get paid $100 million guaranteed today.
Derek Carr, and you tell like
today. So that's even a Lamar. What? Come on, hold on, Lamar. I'm gonna sound like Lamar real quick. Cuz.
Yeah.
What? I'm double better than him.
Right.
I'm guaranteed.
Right.
About like you said, well, he might want 230. He might want 215.
People don't understand. Like, it's not worth is. It's also based on the market. That's what nobody's understanding about this conversation. Right. The market has been set, and Ravens are trying to undercut that market. Now, I understand from their perspective why they're doing that. That does not change how Lamar's stance is going to be.
Yes, Patrick, I agree with you. The agent makes it, a little bit, more harder to complete the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it would have been completed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, still that easier route to do that. But shout out to his mama and the family, whoever's routing him. And I mean, it's a tough situation now, but
Price, be careful because Hurts is going to get more than all of these motherfuckers. He's actually been to the bowl.
Yeah, he's probably looking at about $50 million.
And though he didn't get the MVP, he was the MVP for the entire year until he got hurt.
That's true.
So he has a bunch of ammo to come to the table with when his contract is times.
But then you say Lamar go get your money for Jalen Hurts do.
If Hurts get it first, it's gonna make Lamar earn more.
It's gonna more. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna make Lamar. It's gonna make some crazy team.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy, but at some point Lamar gonna get paid. Lamar's not gonna not get paid. Somebody gonna pay him. That was a shot at the Jets. Nah, Jake, when you came in with the comment, I agree with you was kind of saying. You was trying to give them all a little praise, though you don't really give them the ultimate praise. You said it's better than Rodgers because of the fact that Aaron Rodgers is, Aaron Rodgers. But Lamar, I got something to say to you, real talk. Explore. Hopefully you hit one of those big markets, man.
Derek didn't bring the market down for Lamar because he's not in Lamar's class. So no, he didn't.
Derek Carr did not bring the market down. Derek Carr is just this one is what? This is Derek Carr's fourth contract?
Yeah, Carr brought the market up for bums.
Right, exactly. He's brought the market up for guys that potentially is going to be on the bench as a warmer. You know what I'm saying?
Missed both of those free throws. How are we in OT? I can't even handle this. Whatever.
So next on the news of the day, as we roll through this quickly, Carson Wentz determined to continue playing, his career out, open to various roles. Well, you're damn right. Ian Rappaport reports that he determined to continue playing is open to various roles that he helped the team. He is 30 years old, released by the Commanders on the 27th of last month, one season with the team, which he played just 8 games due to injuries. He's potentially set up to join his third team as many seasons and also had the 1 year stint with the coach where he really wasn't bad. This came down to a game against the Jaguars that you couldn't win.
That's what did him in.
Happened. So kind of a shit into the stick for a career for Carson Wentz, who was once top draft pick, had dreams, went through a year where, he thought he was going to be the Super Bowl man, and then Nick Foles takes his spirits. I respect him coming out and saying this, but he knows he has to say this. He has no leverage, nothing at all. He has to want to just be on a team and be a vocal point and a leader from the back end, not even being a starter. He's gonna have to whelm and help the young QBs get some confidence. I mean, I think his confidence got shot. You know what I'm saying? After that whole debacle in Philly, which is gonna be hard to kind of bring him onto a team. But if your QB goes down, he's definitely serviceable to go in there. I'm not gonna say Carson Wentz is all the way at the toilet bowl. I'm not gonna say he's in the toilet bowl. No, but in terms of being a starter, he may never get back to that position.
Also, no, it's not really.
That's an interesting question right there. The Bears question. I'm a huge Bears fan. How do you think the number one pick and $100 million in cap space will turn out? The $100 million.
Yeah, picks Will Anderson.
The question. That's the question is who will be your QB coming into the season? Y'all will spend that $100 million in cap space. Y'all spend all that.
If they smart. They'll trade it for multiple picks.
Yeah, they got a lot to build. They got a lot of holes.
Linemen. They need linemen. They need to build a whole offensive line. They need receivers.
They need a defensive line too. They need everything.
I can see Winston. Focus on the XFL. XFL, man. Shout out to the XFL, man. Hey, they may be the new QBs coming in, man, to make the league much more exciting. Look at they pumping it up right now with subpar QBs, man. So only tell them these QBs from the NFL say, hey, we need jobs. And we ain't trying to sit over here on the pond, so we go to the XFL. But the XFL ain't got no money for that right now. You gotta give them some time. Gotta give some time. Unless you love the game and you just want to play just to, whatever the case is. Man, Bills are gonna turn that number 1 into 5 picks. And I hope they do. Hope they do.
How does Derek Carr's contract affect the upper echelon of quarterbacks? Explain that.
Does it?
It doesn't.
That means Jimmy Garoppolo is about to get $100 million.
Pretty much. Didn't he already do that once?
Yep.
Right. Definitely. Carson Wentz, man, wish you well. Wish you well, man. What a career, man. If it all ends today for you in terms of career. What an interesting one it was.
Even though,
go ahead.
Do you think things could have been different if he could have stayed healthy?
Yeah, absolutely.
I started to wonder that, but I feel like one injury shouldn't make you a complete bum that he turned into.
Nah, it's
you got to look at it from this perspective, though. He got hurt, and he was considered an MVP candidate when he got hurt in Philly.
I agree. I was locked up watching him. Like, it was crazy.
His backup comes in, takes him to the promised land. At that point in time, he lost credibility in the locker room.
No, I understand. I understand that, but but that's the same thing, though. If your confidence can get broken by that, then you weren't that guy. We've seen other guys get hurt and come back. Tom Brady's injury was way worse. Way worse than his. He got his leg torn.
It kind of went Drew Bledsoe-ish for him. In the stage of the NFL nowadays, there's so many QBs, so your job could be gone like that. Drew was gonna get another job. You know what I'm saying?
Wentz. He was a high pick.
And Wentz was in this situation too. I feel like Wentz kind of got Bledsoe. But at the end of the day, his mental was shot. Drew Bledsoe's mental was shot, but the thing was, he sipped that wine, get that little tune up. Drew knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was kind of Drew Bledsoe-ish the way Wentz went out. But in terms of just the overall mechanics of today's game, you can lose a game unless you're like 3 or 4 QBs and your job can be gone. Like, that's how crazy the NFL is nowadays compared to back in the day. You kind of had unless you really he got hurt. Drew Bledsoe got crazy. Yeah, but like you said, at the end of the day,
look at Geno.
Your confidence really got shot like that.
Look at Geno. Geno's mental fortitude. That is what you talk.
That's what came to mind.
That's what you need to be if you're Carson Wentz, and he can't do it.
He needs to get pushed in the face.
He's not built like that.
He didn't get punched in the face. That's what he need.
Somebody
Wentz
punch Wentz in the face.
Went to coach, start the bench, then Washington start, then bench. Went to the backup QB, not a starter. You're absolutely right, Andrew. I don't know. He's a backup QB, but now in being a backup QB, you have to educate. You have to be there and support the QBs in front of you. And with his mental being shot just off being hurt, and I mean, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, so we can't really say, oh, how did he not have confidence anymore and all this and that. That sucks. That hurts. That would hurt me. Like, damn, the guy went in and it took. I'm heated. Nick, you a cool dude, but I'm mad. And it physically gets you mad to a point where you just stuck. Carson Wentz still stuck on that year, and it sucks because ultimately that's the career right there for.
2. What would you do if he was Dak's backup this year?
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it because the main guy that people said that Dak was not better than, they used to say that the NFC East was Wentz's, and Dak was following him. So that would be good for Dak's ass because now you got to stop throwing picks, or Carson Wentz going to be your backup.
Imagine
Cooper Rush is going to be Wentz. Yeah.
Imagine Tuke being scarred by something that could only have been said for like a half a season when he was good. Like that disc came from a span of like 8 weeks and it stuck with Tuke.
All the time, bro. I be heated all the time, like, dog. Really?
All the time for 8 weeks. That's all it could have been.
And then he got hurt, and then he came back that next season, and then Dak was just healthy and just doing what he needs to do. But speaking of Cowboys, our last news of the day. Shout out to everybody tuning in, like, share, subscribe, share the show that we on right now, man. We still got some time to go. Our fellow Cowboy, as little side note, today Tony Pollard was also franchised at, I believe, $10.9 million by the Dallas.
Man.
But now this leads interest to Zeke. Jerry Jones wants Zeke to return in 2023. And the owner told reporters at the Scottish Combine that he's hoping to find a way to keep both running backs, which he already has one tangled in, to go get 2. Now, do you think Jerry's just blowing smoke, or do you really think he wants to keep Ezekiel Elliott around? And would you guys keep Ezekiel Elliott around in Dallas? You would.
First question. I will only keep Zeke at a reduced amount, not for what he's going to get hit. Yeah. He's still a goal line threat. Will Jerry keep him? Of course, that's what Jerry does. He's too loyal to his players. He falls in love with his players too much, and it keeps him from making the hard decisions. The only reason why he did what he did to Tony was because Tony's replacement was already in the building. Other than that, he would have kept running him out there on crutches, wheelchairs, bandages, all the stuff.
Yeah, man. Listen, I believe that Zeke would be a Cowboy, but like I said, you gotta if you can find something for him, find something for him. If there's a team that doesn't get I would have kept your tight end. Nah.
Hell no.
I feel like
sorry. Dalton Schultz, he's Dak's safety blanket. He's great for fantasy. But man, he catches the ball. He just looks like he's looking for somewhere to fall down. I keep saying that. He gets no yaks. Hendershot and Ferguson, when they catch the rock, they're immediately turning up the field. We're going to be fine with the 2 young guys in there. Schultz, we appreciate you, man, but I think the market for him, when they say like between 13 and 15 million, pass. Hard pass.
Definitely hard to pass. You know what I'm saying? You develop. Zeke, man, love you, bro. Hope I see you here for another season. But like the fella said, hope your salary is all the way reduced, to a tier that we can condemn with. Now, it doesn't mean that Zeke's going to be here this year. There could be a team that's like, we just want to start fresh and we don't like our running backs. Maybe we think Zeke's going to be better for our team. And it's better we do running back. Hey, I've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? So, is there a team that could use these services if it's all shreds with the Cowboys?
Bills. Same answer. Same suspects every time.
Same suspects because
they need backs. Bills, Rams, you know.
Yeah, he'll be a Cowboy another year. I think he'll be a Cowboy another year.
You know what's sad about Zeke, man?
Gallup and go younger.
I
don't mind, but Gallup showed me a few things last year, and I would hang around for another year with him at least.
Ain't he like 25?
He came back too early. He came way back too early.
Yeah, definitely.
Gallup is
he's not old.
No, he's not old. This is his first contract. Re-up.
Wait, 24, right?
24, 25, 26, around there.
Around in that area.
Yeah, I see with the Cowboys, man, we're just looking to, get into the draft and, do some things. Finagle was good.
He's 27.
Yeah, older than I thought.
Ooh. He's 27. I think he was a four-year starter at Colorado State.
I'll go 50-50 on it. But I'll go more on the sling of keeping him because I still feel like you need that veteranship, but why not go get another receiver at RU and compete with the guys?
That's why I think they're going to draft a receiver.
Yeah, that definitely get somebody to go compete.
There's going to be plenty of them. This draft got some.
Plenty of them. And they're going to have to pay CD next year.
Gallup, don't pay him.
Yeah. Let's see if CD can produce this year, man. But guys, we rolling on the chop up, man. First hour completed. You guys ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, man. Get your drinks, get your Jerry juice, whatever
you gonna send us, Coach?
Yeah, I can do that, man.
Yeah.
We'll be back about 15-20. Appreciate y'all hanging on with us for the first segment. Segment number 2 coming right up. Hold on to your butts.
What's up? It's your boy True Story. What's going on, man? Look here, I gotta do this promo video right here for my boy Coach Lee, my boy Uncle Leroy over at STWF Studios. Let me tell you, I did an interview with these guys a couple of days ago, and it was top notch, excellent. I mean, unbelievable. Very informative questions, very thought-provoking questions. My boy, Rocket, you know who you are, Coach Lee. You did an excellent job, man. I was so humble. Thank you so much for the opportunity. The questions were so thought-provoking. I wanted to give you a whole lot of meat, like I told you, and everything went well. I mean, it's top-notch. These guys are excellent lighting, excellent sound, excellent digital quality. I loved it. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And if anybody know that these guys have called you and they've contacted you, you better want to believe you've been contacted by excellence. These guys operate in nothing but the spirit of excellence. And thank you so much again for the opportunity, man. You guys did an unbelievable job. And I'm going to spread the word as much as I possibly can. You guys take care. It's been your boy, True Story. God bless.
My God. Coach played the commercial. It's just all about him. I mean, look, we get it, Coach. Y'all taught me how to run the show. I'm not coming for your job, bro. It's all right. It's all right. The job is still yours. I don't want it.
Hey, man. Shout out to you, though, man. Y'all did y'all damn thing Friday night. Salute.
We had fun, man. We had fun. We botched the intro, which was the funniest part. Then we had a great time. I didn't get to the intro. I'm like, where is the banner for the intro? I don't know what with this.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
I was not prepared for all this screen information. There was a lot going on, a lot of buttons. And I was like, oh, okay, well, some of these don't look like they're involved with our show at all. So I'm not.
Oh man,
whole thing. But it was a good dry run. My man Wu-Tang Train was in the building. Yes, he did a great job, man.
Cool. Tuquan gave y'all some opportunities at money, and y'all didn't take it, so it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't take it. It's all good, man. It's all good. Fine. I have a theory about UFC fights. Whenever there's two,
oh wait, no, sorry, I didn't. That's not what you.
No. Before we get into this guy, there's 2 title fights in a row. I always say that one of them is gonna switch hands. I always have that theory. I don't know why.
I like that. That's not crazy. I like that. That actually, just by the law of averages, that kind of makes sense.
Obviously, right. So I already knew what homegirl was have to get trained because I wasn't betting against John at all. But let's roll back into this NFL because that's what type of night we are. We got time this week for anything else you want to talk about. Anything else. As we roll into segment number 2 in our all-season review, and it comes where today? The NFC North, man. What a year last year for the NFC North. We came into the season believing that the Vikings could, take the division, for the first time in so long. While the Packers will probably be the team, competing with them. But, hey, we found out that not only the Packers had to straw back and compete, but the Lions competed as well, and the Chicago Bears just ended up being the Chicago Bears, which is going to be our first team on the offensive review today of the NFC North. Now, horrible season. They're speaking on potentially trading Justin Fields. He doesn't like the team. The team doesn't like him. It's a bunch of things going on.
I didn't hear all that part. That's news.
What?
I didn't know he didn't like being there. I mean, I know he didn't like
there was an interview with him a few weeks ago, and he's speaking on Chicago. He's speaking on the weather. He's speaking on the
yeah. The weather. He's not on.
So I feel like it was a little shot at them too. Though the Bears have been throwing shots at him all year. It's kind of like what we talk about with the whole blame Justin a little bit and all that. And he was like, nah. He was like, nah, it ain't Justin's fault. It's the Bears' fault. Whatever the case is. But they have made speculation that in regards to the first round draft pick, potentially them trading it, potentially not, potentially this being bait, just have talk because it's Chicago. It ain't really nothing to talk about when it comes to this football team. What do you think these guys do, man? Real talk, like real. This draft day, the Chicago Bears.
Man, I got it. Let me put someone in your ear, man. First off, if the Bears are thinking that about Field, shame on them because there's nothing but a slap in the face, man. So secondly, like Will said earlier about Carson Wentz, it seemed like when it got tough for him, he folded like a card table chair. Fields got the you-know-what beat out of him all season.
And what did he do? He just kept on running.
Kept balling. That's what you need right there. Now it's up to the Bears, the janky-ass Bears. Get him some help on the old line. Get him some receivers, man. Now, I give you you went and got Claypool as a trade deadline, but that's a receiver. Go get him some help, man. Get the man some help so you can really evaluate him and see what he can do. Don't go out there and do Bear stuff. And like my man said, I think somebody said earlier, might be Anthony, that could be wrong. If you don't see somebody who's going to be a generational talent, it's going to be an all-pro or something like that at the pick one.
That's what I was saying.
Back. Get as many picks as you can get. Use those picks for linemen. You got $100 million in cap space. If the Bears don't put a team together around him this year, it would never happen.
Here's what you do: you trade him for a one this year and a one next year. Yep. That first round pick. You trade that for a one next year to a team that clearly isn't set up to be good.
So it's high. So it's going to be a high pick.
It's going to be a high pick, and then you just be the Bears for another year. And you'll have 2 shots at a high pick because you still suck. So you just be the Bears again with an extra pick. Now you can't miss. Because even if you don't have a high enough pick to get that number 1, again, you could double them together and trade it for the 1. Just trade it and be the Bears.
I got a scary feeling about this. I feel like they'll spend the money in free agency. I feel like they'll be okay in terms of drafting day. I feel like they'll do the best thing they can do.
Play that
I feel like the Bears have a chance to take this division next season. I feel like they do. I said this a couple times. I feel like the Bears are going to be the team next year in the NFC North to take the division. We talk about the Lions. We're already too fast on the Lions right now. The Packers, they're not going to have Aaron Rodgers doing
it. Play the X-Files. Play the X-Files music.
Justin Fields is gonna find himself next year. Help. The Bears, man. The Bears. He can't
Spirited time with two.
Play the unsolved mystery scheme.
I'm putting $3 in. I'm putting $3 in that the Bears will win the division. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how much that wins me. Probably like $40. But since we on Sheehan is his draft position, let's look at the Bears full 7-round mock draft. Let's see over there. With the 11th pick in the first round, from Tennessee, they calling it a trade. They're saying they're gonna trade Miles Murphy from Clemson. They're saying Chicago will trade back twice from pick number 1 to pick 7 and pick 11. Selected Miles Murphy, who can play edge rusher or 3 technique in Matt LeBeur's defense.
Sure, why not?
They ride in the second round and select cornerback Emmanuel Ford from Mississippi State. 14 career interceptions and 6 return for touchdowns. They need some help over there, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Flip the field. Pick 41, offensive tackle DeJuan Jones from Ohio State. Monster of a lineman. In the second round as well, inside line, offensive lineman Cody Botch from North Dakota State. So they riding now another linebacker in the third round, Deion Henley from Washington State via a trade. They actually have them going to go get backup at the QB position in the third round as well at pick 72. They having the Bears trade their picks. You know what I'm saying? So we're kind of seeing what happens when they get those extra picks and what they do with them. Keon Hooker is projected at pick 72 for the Bears. And then that's where things kind of go get tricky because now you're like, Fields, well, you better ball out because we got somebody here potentially taking your spot. You know what I'm saying? But they may suck this. They may suck. It's like you said, guys, they may get another high pick. And don't forget about that. Fourth round, Brandon Joseph from Notre Dame. Also grab running back Kendre Miller from TCU in the fourth round. Byron Young, defensive lineman from Alabama. They'll grab as well in the fifth, Michael Wilson from Stanford. And there's a whole bunch of this crazy picks, man, because like you said, man, they just think the Bears need more guys, more bodies, rather than just trying to go for the sexy looks, you know, that you potentially can get with the draft position that you're in. So I kind of agree with the standpoint of just go try to make your team stable. Go see you can try to pluck in, not work. You know, most of these guys anyway, after a certain round, you're not going to have to pay them. So you can kind of see what they got. If you don't think they got it, you can just boom, let them go. So it's kind of cost effective right now. It's kind of like the Bears auction right now. Can I get it started at $2? Things of that nature for the Chicago Bears. So it's going to be a lot of dangling and moving from them. Anything surprises you at all? I don't think so, guys. But is there anything?
They got a new GM in there. He knows why he's there. He's a former Bear player himself, so he's going to have some pride to get the team back to some sort of respectability. And I believe, is he the guy that used to be the commissioner for the Big East or something like that? I could be wrong. Well, anyhow.
I mean, Big East football. Woof.
But he definitely has he's coming in clean slate, cap. Got hella cap space, number 1 overall pick. Again, like I said earlier, if you mess this up, then you would not be any good.
No.
$100 million to take. That would be wild, man. That would be wild. The next team on the helm, though. You know what I'm saying? The team that's getting all the noise the Bears should be getting. But they're doing the right thing, so I can't really.
They're going to win the division.
And coaches already pinned them as a prediction as winning the division this upcoming season. That's the Detroit Lions.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
But the team that I've adopted, redheaded stepchild.
I think everybody has. They are fun to watch, man.
So let's get on it, man. Let's get on it, man. So what do you think are the Lions really needs coming into this next season coming up? To the city.
The Lions needs coming in. Defense. Offense is already humming. But it was a track meet for everybody. A lot of the games they had to simply outscore people. They went toe-to-toe with Philly early in the season. They went pretty much toe-to-toe with Dallas to an extent. They balled out last year. Defense should be their key.
They need a shutdown. They need like a shutdown. They need a corner. I feel like it definitely help in the corner department. Definitely. Which brings me into that mark. They have them trading with the Panthers. Panthers get 6 overall. Lions end up getting 9th, and they draft with their 9th overall pick Christian Gonzalez, cornerback from Oregon. Excellent showing at the Combine Friday, running a 4.3 dash and providing a glimpse at his excellent athleticism in on-field drills. He's a top corner in the class, I feel. And shout out to Sports Illustrated, they feel the same way. And I feel like they need somebody to be on the corner, be on the other side to kind of start the momentum as the offense, continues to grind and continue to grow. So it's not bad for them at all. 18th pick, they go defensive tackle Kalijah Kinsey from Pittsburgh. Second round, they go at Jamal Gibbs, running back from Alabama. They believe the Lions could be in the market for B. John Robinson as well. That's what they're saying, but that would be wild. Let's see if they were able to finagle that. So I have Detroit passing on B. John in favor of positions of bigger needs where we feel like they need more important pieces. Gibbs can be an excellent option if he's there in that second round for them.
It's weird though. They already got a Gibbs type back, a small little speed guy. Like I knew you were gonna ask me. Huh?
Swift?
Yeah, Swift. Yeah. Is he still there or is he?
Yeah, he's still there.
I didn't know if his contract's up.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think the contract's kind of like at right now where it's like, okay, we seen you got hurt.
Move on from him and grab Gibbs or A-Chain. Those are two speedy ass backs that are weapons. I'd love to see them in that Detroit offense, but clearly they need defense.
They need a lot.
I think they should. I think their offense is so ready to compete now. Yeah, I think their offense is so ready to compete now that maybe instead of trying to obviously spend some of the draft capital on defense, but also go out in free agency and get some defense. Like go get Bates to play safety back there. Go get somebody for the line, whoever's out there. Like don't just try to rebuild this defense through the draft because I think that might take a little bit longer than your offense. Like your offense is ready to go now.
They go shopping,
and they got $23 million in cap space right now.
Yeah, okay. And they never. I don't know what the problem with the GMs and the Lions are. Maybe they just don't want to let people go off their contracts. I feel like overall, and maybe I'm wrong, they have decent teams. They just go through sprees where maybe they just deserve to be bad for all the stuff that they don't do correct.
It's the final thing. They always got one thing, but not the other.
And that's the thing. They have the uppity coach. They have they have a comeback QB. And I don't know if he had to really come back, but kind of like get his mental back on it because he went from being a Super Bowl participant to now he's getting traded, which made no sense to him. And I feel
he's
like
going to fall out the rest of his career.
Right, he's read the rest of his career right now. Goff's the GOAT. That's what Lewis says right now. Go grab some defenders, like you said. Will, I agree with you. Go get some veterans. If you really think you can contend, if you think you really want to contend, and you feel like you can contend front round, like not wild card, but divisional round, and potentially get to an NFC Championship game, go get those veterans. If you want to lounge around and see what you can really do with this, you know what I'm saying, flow with it, then go draft some guys. But if you in this position right now, where Aaron may be gone, the Vikings are gonna shred a lot of their guys, and nobody believes in the Bears, but I'm gonna throw $3 on them. Man. kind of expendable. I'm throwing $3 on the Bears to win the division. I'm doing it.
Is that a 2 moment again?
I'm gonna throw it on Friday. I'm gonna show you the slip, man. I'm gonna see futures, NFL futures. You know if it's out. Oh, dang, man.
So let me ask y'all this.
Yeah.
You think Jalen Ramsey gets traded there?
To the Rams? I mean, to the Lions?
It's been chatter. It's been
They
chatter.
did cut Michael Brockers and save $10 million.
Yeah, but then you're gonna spend it on an aging guy. That seems
No. You know, you. This is the thing you said. Go get some veterans. You go.
I know, but maybe he's a little more of a veteran than I was.
No, he's the veteran they need. He needs to talk.
He got an edge. He got an edge to him too. My only thing with Ramsey is that if your defense isn't playing solid around him, he starts bitching.
Yeah,
he becomes
not
interested.
Nah, get some dogs.
That's the only thing. No, he's a dog, but he can also bring down your team.
No, you'll get some little dogs out the draft. You'll try to go find your corner or two in the draft or something. Have him trouble up, dog. He's there to help coach you guys. He's definitely going to be able to do that in a sense. The Lions need a spark like that. When you have a spark somewhat like that on the defensive side, we're like, okay, man, word. I can sit there and I'm like, we're not going to give up 30-something points a game. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Now, here's the other thing, though. How good is he really? Because the minute that defense wasn't elite around him, it wasn't like he just forgot how to play football this year. He was getting chewed up.
He needs a new space. No, I feel like him going to Jacksonville to go to Hollywood, it shows so much Hollywood of him. He needs to go humble back into a lower market. Like
blue collar.
I feel like he'll play better.
Yeah, they ain't shit in Detroit. So.
Real talk.
Love that dirty water. Let him ride through Flint. That'll readjust his mentality.
They need the Memphis Grizzlies to trade Ja Morant over the Detroit.
Ja doing it.
All right, man. Hey, the next team on this list, we don't know what the hell they're gonna do. We don't know what the situation is gonna be in the next week, couple weeks, months, but we have to talk about them because this story is something to be talked about, and that's the Green Bay Packers. One thing to put out there is that the Packers won't beg Aaron Rodgers to return. Now, a few things I've heard overall, you know, they got a GM. You know, the GM and the team drafted Love. He would love to see Love play. Really? So I have to say really for this year too, because it hasn't been anything different for me to answer that. Aaron Rodgers is back from his solitary confinement. You know what I'm saying? Extension of his offseason. And he went on some podcast the other day and explained basically, you know, we all know Matt is in your own hand. Matt has been in your own hands for the last 5 years. We know that we have to wait for you to speak and do what you want to do. But if I'm Green Bay right now, I'm giving the leverage in the board. At the end of the day, I'm the team. We're going to trade you somewhere. We're going to find out to see what you like. I know you probably like the Jets.
Shit up for him.
Exactly. Pack his stuff up for him. Like
it's like that.
Yeah, I'm over it, man. Like how you know better than to go full Favre, and he has.
Yes, full. Eat it all. Like I said, you have to eat it. Sometimes you have to realize that we made a mistake. It is what it is. Even if you have to eat this money, we'll talk about the Green Bay Packers prestige franchise. Out of all the franchises in the NFL, they'll eat it up in cheese. They eat it all up. And make rats out of it. I don't know. Whatever the case is.
Your boy seems to think he's not going to get traded.
Who?
Oh.
Your boy.
OG
Bump?
Crazy.
Yeah, because he wants to keep that. Because I'm going to say this for Bump, man. And actually, during the weekend, there was a not crazy interaction, but I interacted on some of his posts. He interacted on some of mine. But I'll tell you this, Bump. You don't want Aaron to go because your fandom is done after that. Your fandom's done after that. You basically his fandom.
His
fandom towards the Packers is over.
Bumpy.
Aaron leave. It's over.
Oh, so he's a Braun guy. Oh, he is a Braun guy.
I just think that Aaron, and that's no shot at you. I feel like you rode this situation with this guy for so long that you're gonna go to wherever he goes. And hey, some Brady fans done it.
Oh no, you see this? Oh, you see that? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Aaron, Aaron is just like, Aaron's gonna be good, but I can see where he possibly don't leave. But this is kind of like the whole, like you said, Brett Favre. Jordan Love's waiting, and at the most craziest time, though Aaron Rodgers, didn't Brett Favre get to like a NFC Championship game before all that, the Beckham with Aaron?
Yeah, just
no, but this is crazy because Aaron Rodgers got you to a Sunday night game to try to get in the playoffs and didn't win. So should this really be harder than what it is?
Hold it.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
And then Gronk had him looking stupid because when he tweeted, I know it was a question he was asked, but he was talking about, I think I could play the MVP level. I could win another MVP. And Gronk was like, how about you win some more rings? It's just it's crazy, man. His mindset's all messed up.
Let me ask you this. They have had arguably two of the better quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
Last 30 years. They got 2 rings.
2 rings out of it, man. That's bad management.
Yeah.
That's just over. This play. What happens when I'm gonna say it, and the professional sports is the team got to go up there and perform, but this is what happens when the coaches don't really coach and really keep the things in line and letting the players control a lot of shit. This is what happens.
Whose quote was it that Tupac stole? He was like looking around like somebody gonna tell me why I ain't got shit. Like
exactly. Hold on. It's like we list all the greats in the games and all the duos and all this stuff. You gotta have like, okay, Aaron, you got a room, you got a trophy, you got MVPs and all that. But
you and Trent Dilfer.
You went Trent Dilfer, and so I just take that case where it's tough. It's tough.
You and Trent Dilfer. You and Nick Foles. Same sentence. Same sentence.
I thought that he would, and everybody would probably. People are gonna appreciate him over Favre, definitely. But at the end of the day, apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Will they really though?
Huh?
What?
Appreciate him over Brett.
Yeah.
Only because Brett started stealing from people who were misfortunate.
That's the only thing I can see.
That's the only reason. Only because Brett Favre's armpit deep in poor
If I was
people's
Aaron
bags.
Jones, I would have left this year. If I was Aaron Jones, I would have left this year.
Sure.
No.
Why not?
No. I'm gonna be the stone in this offense. Like I'm gonna be the cornerstone in this offense. Like
and you're gonna be hurt.
Might be a career year for me. Aaron Jones might be a career year for Aaron Jones.
Probably not. Backs don't age well, but it could be, I guess.
No. I'm talking about in terms of this, like the team right now constructed. Like even if you bring Jordan Love in, you're still gonna have to soften him up a bit. And Aaron and Dylan will be those guys they were last year.
You got to stay healthy, though. That's the thing. He got hurt.
You got to stay healthy.
Yeah, it's hard as a back.
Let's go with some potential draft picks for the Packers moving on here. And shout out to the Lions, man. I had to actually look up their mark because the tab was working. But it's all good, man. We on the Packers now. We got through that situation. Round 1 with the 15th overall pick, they go Lucas Van Ness, defensive lineman from Iowa. Second round, they're going to get rid of Tonyan. They're not going to sign him. So Dalton Cachet, tight end from Utah, will be their second round projected pick at 46 overall. If he's there, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Round 3, 79th overall, Keanu Benton, defensive tackle from Wisconsin. 4th round at 116, they choose Brandon Hill, safety from Pittsburgh. They have 2 safeties under contract through 2023, which is Darnell Savage and Tariq Carpenter.
Time out.
Go ahead.
What's going on, Coach?
That's a lot of defense.
For who?
Lazard is for them to be picking. especially considering that Lazard is a free agent this year. They got some youngsters, but other than that, they need wideouts too.
You got to maintain the fuck Aaron thing that they got going. They're not helping this man. They're like,
They go on round 5. They go on round 5.
Hey, man.
They go receiver at 150 overall.
That's clearly been the theme for the last 3 drafts. There's got to be there. If you look at who they picked, that's been their theme for the last 3 drafts.
Yes, pretty much their team right now. Pretty much the package. I go through that. How many offensive players do you think they projected the draft? We named 2. It's
probably
those are the only 2 projected.
Yeah,
those are the only 2 projected.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh man.
Oh no, sorry.
But you gotta believe in
nose tackle. They didn't nose tackle. Cameron Young from Mississippi State, but
you gotta kind of believe in that you drafted good wideouts last year. Watson and Dobbs look good. They just gotta pay. They gotta Rodgers. Did they get rid of Rodgers? Did they not keep Aaron? They had
what's that,
Amari Rodgers. Yeah, I don't know if they kept him or not.
Not too sure.
End of the day, you gotta believe that those guys are gonna develop. Otherwise, this ship is sailed already, and you need to just move on anyways. But I mean, and they got 2 backs still. So offensively, all they would be drafting if they wanted to was line depth and a tight end or receiver depth. So I understand that, but no, they should. Yeah, build a defense. If you want to look at who underachieved, that defense underachieved last year.
That defense underachieved for sure.
They came in, they were supposed to be a top 5 defense, and they were horrible. So,
what's the cap space? We're gonna look up the cap space for the Packers now.
That's a coach question.
For the Packers, they are, as of right now, the $2 million plus, but they're planning to do some renegotiations and end up with about 17.3. That's the estimated cap space.
They can keep dead money cut pre-June 1st, 68 million. Damn, goddamn, Aaron. Woo!
Who would be a candidate for that? Aaron? The June 1st?
Pre-cut June 1st? I was looking at dead money and cap savings here. Cap number for Aaron will be 31, almost 31 and a half. Dead money cut pre-June 1st would be
90 million.
Would be 68 million.
They ain't eating that. That put up with a shenanigan. Here's what I don't understand. If they had all that trouble with him, and as Will stated today, with this whole F. Rodgers thing the last 3 years, why would they give him an extension?
Keep the fans happy.
They traded his ass. Trade pre-June 1st, 8.6, basically $8.7 million.
Yeah. They need the space, man. They got to move him.
Right
I think they catered to his ego to make him think that it was his choice. This way he doesn't just retire. This way he doesn't just retire and they don't get.
That's a damn shame.
And they don't get nothing for him. That's the best way to con somebody. Make it their decision.
So you have to trade him. You can't cut him. You can't cut him. You have to trade him because you cut him. You owing money up and down the railroad. Now
you gotta trade him or hope he retires,
or they restructure. Or if he restructured,
he ain't coming. Look, he can come out of the dark with a lot of things. It ain't gonna be one of those. I guarantee he ain't come out the dark with a restructured contract on his mind. That's for sure.
Oh damn, man! Hey, this NFC North, it starts at a lovely place, a place I've been to. If you guys haven't been there, I hope you guys get there one day. For real, it's beautiful. Home of the Target. The original Target, you know what I'm saying?
Very nice place.
Did not know that.
And that's Minnesota. Yes, head of the skylines. You can enjoy your nice warm day by not having to, walk outside to your car. You go through skyscrapers, get to your car.
Shout out to the Juicy Lucy.
Yes, sir. Shout out, man. I actually was too young.
When you gonna try that out? You ain't had it, man.
Wait, what happened?
The Juicy Lucy.
Juicy
big man on. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo,
all right, I'm gonna have to do it.
I went past there, but I was at a conference, so we rocked it. But
man, you blew it.
Nah, Alex Vanesco blew it. I'm not wanting to take it because I definitely want it. Yeah, man, the Minnesota Vikings, man, they did win the division, but that wasn't the problem last year for them. It was winning against the teams that mattered when it came to getting quality wins. They couldn't do that, and that was their kryptonite. And going into the next season, it's going to be a lot of things they have to figure out as well. Coach mentioned last week, a couple weeks ago actually, that a lot of their players, are going to not be there anymore. They're going to have to find a fill for Adam Thielen potentially, unless KJ Osborne can show elite status next year, which I feel like he can. Being behind Jefferson, he's not have to do anything else but just be a shield for Jefferson. And Kirk Cousins, whatever you think about him, he's going to be there for a while. Kind of the way the money's going on the market right now is kind of feasible to pay him what you're paying him. Doesn't really hurt you. He may hurt you, but overall the money doesn't hurt you. Dalvin Cook, is he going to be healthy enough next year to play? When did they go to Madison? These are things I want to know in regards to Minnesota, because it seems like last year, I didn't think they were going to make the Super Bowl or anything anyway, but it's another wasted year for them. My eyes.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins starting, it's going to happen anyways.
Cousin. They got to move on from Thielen for sure. He's a great player, but I think ultimately at this point he's replaceable. Getting old, getting paid too much, I think. Move on from Thielen. I don't know if you can go full Madison as your only back. So if he feels like Pollard, where he's a good change up. But Cook is not as good as you think, Jake.
Oh my God! Here we go.
He's a really talented back. Don't get me wrong. He can do everything. He just doesn't always do it. That's the problem.
I'm not talking crazy, but I'm trying to save Minnesota from, I'm right in a lot of senses, Jake.
Also, since college, he's been injury prone. That's the problem for running backs. You can't be an injury prone running back. That makes you a bum.
And like I said, I'm not talking smack. I'm just speaking what it is, man. He can be traded to another team and still be a good, suitable back.
I still think he has talent and skill. If you put him in a place, look, let's say like by some magical rewriting of time, if it was him that went to the 49ers instead of McCaffrey, I think they would have had similar results with him because they wouldn't have used him. They would have used him sparingly. And yeah, that's why he had, but as a every down back, which is what they drafted him to be, what they pay him to be, I don't know if he could be that because he gets hurt. He doesn't stay healthy. Like this year that he played as much as he did was shocking. Yeah, no, I agree. His healthiest year, he still missed 2 games in his healthiest year, which that's great. But do you think that trend goes that way? It continues to go that way?
That's the thing I'm saying. Like,
running back.
We seen that. Oh, he only missed like 2 games. Hey, you don't think in my mind, I talk smack about McCaffrey and Saquon. Even though they had good years, you don't think I'm thinking that next year and saying, hope they can stay healthy next year? The same thing I'm doing Cook. I treat every running back, if I'm treating them this way, I'm going to treat them that way. And I'm going to say to them, like, okay, they had a good season. I'm going to give them the respect when I'm wrong. But I'm going to also ask myself, can they sustain it? Every running back gets that question. You know why? Because running backs don't last long in the league.
Hey, yeah, Jake, you have a history of overvaluing stuff. This is the one you definitely cannot. Running backs do not need to be overvalued. There is a reason for that in this league. They get hurt.
The more I talk about Zeke being nice, Zeke decline. And I'm sitting here being the ass like, no, Zeke's the man. Why is Zeke not being mentioned with them? They hurt. He's over here playing. But by Zeke playing all day and then getting injured now and declining, it gives these other running backs who've been hurt some decent time to at least get their stats up a little bit, and Zeke's on the decline. And I got to be real with it now. It is what it is.
I do agree with his Zeke take because for a while you did have Zeke overrated.
I did have Zeke overrated.
As overrated as he had Cook.
Yeah, I had Zeke in this. But I said no. I sat from the standpoint of this being on the field. Y'all can't tell me about Christian and Barkley. They're not on the field. You can only tell me passion. You don't tell me what he's doing. But overall, all these guys are playing on the field, and these guys are giving the stats, and we're seeing C stats. Yeah, you're taking these guys over Zeke. All that.
Agreed.
All that. But in Minnesota, draft picks, man, because they're gonna need some. Indeed, first round draft pick, 23 overall, collegiate Kansas, defensive tackle out of Pittsburgh. Is a projected pick over there, despite having Daniel Hunter and Cedarius Smith rushing off the edge. They could generate enough consistent pressure, which they couldn't. So this man could potentially help them in that department. Hunter and Smith had 10 apiece sacks, but this indicates that other defenders weren't holding up their end of the ball. Yeah. So third round, they go cornerback, Garrett Williams from Syracuse. Really nifty back. They have several players who can fill a starting role. It's gonna be very interesting what they do because they let Kendrick go today. I'm thinking they're gonna probably let Peterson go at some point, OG guy. But other than that, they only got Harrison Smith, valuable defender, right? Top end.
Say again.
Harrison Smith. It's only like valuable guy on that defense right now.
That's star defender. They got some defensive linemen too, some edge rushers. Was it Daniel? I'm terrible with names. Their whole draft is defense, though, except for one, except for the second, fifth pick they have. They got him picking Aiden O'Connell at quarterback out of Purdue, but everything else is defense. They got defensive tackle, corner, edge, rusher, and then a linebacker from Cincinnati. So that's going to be
and got a new defense coordinator in Brian Flores,
which makes even more sense that they're going to draft defense. Give them something to work with.
Yep. I want to look at this real quick in regards to this. And they go, like you said, they go defense a lot. They choose the edge in the fourth round. This is what I want to ask, though, because we mentioned earlier they're going to have to find something for Thielen, but Osborne looks like he could probably make the sound being second. I feel like they can still use a viable third receiver. But let's see who they potentially can grab in free agency as targets. Linebacker Duke Riley, former Miami Dolphin. Edge rusher Rasheem Green, previous team Houston Texans, is still young. Not many last year, so yep. Raheem Nunez Roaches from Tampa Bay, assistant contributor to the defense over the last 3 seasons. And yeah, man, Bobby McClain, safety, former Washington Commander. This is crazy. This is one right here. Greedy Williams from the Browns.
Yeah, he could be a sleeper because he has the talent. He just hadn't worked out. Kind of weird though, because the Browns seem to develop their corners pretty well.
They do.
And he wasn't one of them that worked out. So I don't know. Maybe another place can help fix him. Wasn't like they didn't have the pass rush with the Browns, so he should have been able to get some.
Yeah, I thought highly of that Browns defense last year. It wasn't even about the offense. I thought their defense would be able to do some things for real. That's to sell them. So y'all going Lions. So y'all gonna go Lions. So you guys are going Lions early. This is early March. You guys are going Lions to win the division.
I'm staying with the Lions. Yeah.
Going with the Lions. Yep.
Yeah, Lions.
So hold on. So this 1 year for the Vikings is chalked up and done. You're not going to see different with the Vikings.
No, I just think the Lions.
It ain't 1 year.
It ain't 1 year.
It's the same thing they did the previous year, except the games went in their favor this year.
Yeah.
They've been doing this.
No, I'm talking about number one in the division. Number one in the division. Like this whole 6 year celebration to pass the package for it to happen for
okay, but here's the thing. Did Minnesota take a step forward or did the Packers take a step back and we learned in the playoffs exactly what happened?
The Packers took a huge step back.
Right. So it wasn't Minnesota taking a step forward. It was the Packers falling off. And now, we expect Minnesota to be Minnesota. They'll look good, but
which team do you trust the most in that division right now?
The Bears. No bull. I'm gonna say the Vikings. I'm gonna say the Vikings.
Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
I'm gonna
Dalvin Cook, you don't know when he gonna play, when he not gonna play.
Just give the ball to Jefferson. You'll be okay. If the Lions don't get no defenders this year, just give the ball to Jefferson and he gonna make it work for you.
But they're gonna work on the defense. They're gonna work on the defense.
Greedy has had a lot of injuries. You're absolutely right. Agree with that. Lions. Okay.
The Bears, right? The Bears.
The Bears are winning the North. Everybody, put $3 in. $3 in on the Bears to win the North. That's the Fields are gonna make the playoffs, man. It's just in time.
Just in time. So what do we damn, we took only one break. Are we at shoutouts? Is this where we are?
Oh, yes, is where we are, man.
Have we come to the end of the road?
We have.
Are we boys to men?
We should break halfway through. Perfect. So y'all guys got shout outs tonight, man. Great show at all, man. For whatever happened in the beginning, it seemed like nothing happened because we still here, tangled in, man. And still giving our drops and dropping dimes, and everybody in the comment section dropping dimes. Who's going with shout outs first?
I rolled, so I was late. Shout out to everybody that hung in there with us today. We appreciate y'all being supportive as always. Shout out to Shout out to, got quite a few people on here tonight. Shout out to Cedric, Numo Spec, Javi, Jesse, Chris, Anthony, Daryl, Jamie, Jake, Patrick, Lewis, and BS and Beer. We appreciate the support. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. We had the Tap House Friday night. We hit y'all with the double team this week. Had the Tap Out at 6:30, and at 7:30 we had, in studio interview. Make sure you tune in this Thursday. We got Ramby Smooth in the studio. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it is, man.
Two piece in a biscuit.
Yes, sir.
I need 2 pieces of biscuit right now.
They do sound good. Shout out to Rudy's, baby.
I had 2 chicken sandwiches earlier. I'm stuffed.
Yeah.
Them KFC chicken sandwiches be busting. Anywho, wasn't a shout out for them. It was just, fact.
We like to eat.
Fact, man. It's just a fact.
Oh, real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mandalorian, man. That
Let's
opening
go!
Hey,
my nerd sense was definitely tingling. That was crazy.
Boy,
yeah,
off the chain.
Yeah, it was. That whole opens. I'm like, yo, they're going crazy right now.
Yeah.
When he pulls up and then my little homie pops up.
Oh, my homegirl's on there. I'm about to go check that out.
Who?
What you mean? Ain't Sasha Banks in the Mandalorian?
Oh, I think
Monet. Look at the in the credits.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Sexy behind.
Yeah, he loved him some wrestling. I love it.
Wrestling in Boston tonight, man. Shout out to Raw, man, up in the beach.
I heard, I seen a post by Mo. Mo was like, any of my friends or any of my homies who were at Monday Night Football tonight, he was like, fuck y'all. He was tight that he's not there.
I would have had a ticket for Mo, but Mo Hollywood when they go to wrestling events. Mo said he could only sit live side at the wrestling event, which I agree with him. I agree. You know what I'm saying?
Like being far back at the wrestling
event. I would have
had
had to if he wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I did. Like I said, man, I could have went, but I'm like, nah, man. Until the trains fix themselves and the transmission in the city fix themselves.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like Raw, because I love wrestling so much. I'll stay there at 2:00, and then I'm not taking no lift and paying $1 million for a lift.
Jake, we was always a fat pack, man. As long as me and Coach was here, we was always holding that down. We never let that go.
I'm chubby too, man. It's all good.
He got chubby aspirations.
Dad bod. I got a dad bod, which is a cute.
That's popping these days, they say, man.
Shout out to everybody tuned in tonight, man. Like, share, subscribe. We on the wave. We on the move. We doing great things. You're gonna see this month a lot of interesting things from all of us. Need to mind you, tomorrow morning I'll be putting up the tournament challenge, bracketology, ESPN brackets.
Yeah.
It's gonna be $10 deposit. You know what I'm saying? We'll work the prizes out. $20 the first, second, where everybody want to do it. I did it in the kind of the winner wins last year you win the pot, but I'll do it more of a first, second, third because what happens is, a lot of brackets are the same as somewhat. So I'll try to kind of, even out, even if you're in the tie, but you're not really in the tie because it's going to be one first place guy, first, second, third place will probably be good, suitable things for it. But $10, last year we had 38 people trying to double that this year with this group right here at almost 3,000 people. We should at least touch 100. You know what I'm saying? Touch 100 at 10, not bad. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a wish and dream, but I'm putting it up there, man. I hope everybody, follows it. I'll give you the passcode and all that stuff, so you can get in. And yeah, that's about it.
Get your hustle on if you can.
Hustle.
Get that bag. Listen, shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to you fellas. Always fun. Love doing this. Quick message about if you want to laugh, Apple show called Shrinkers. Apple TV called Shrinkers. Hilarious. Had me dying. Good cast. Just I always do the show thing, so I figured I'd give a little shout out to a good show. But yeah, man, y'all have a wonderful night.
Indeed.
Just like that.
They're out there.
Y'all going to jail.
Y'all going to jail.
Make sure y'all come here tomorrow at 7:30 for the chop up. Be there at B Square.
Chop up.